It doesn't matter where you go after PhD, someone will always pay for your skill set. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. As you can tell from the title below, we will be discussing different career paths that you can explore if you have recently received your PhD. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are an oldie but a goodie, welcome back, and I appreciate you tuning in to today's video. So without any further ado, let's dive in. You have your PhD, now what? Achieving your PhD is such a monumental achievement. You spent so much hard work, you spent so much time and so much dedication to get to the end of the road, and now you're at the end of the road, and there's so many different ways you can go, so many different avenues that you can take. And if you were like me, you were you had analysis paralysis where I couldn't determine which way to go. So today we're going to talk about some of your options, okay? So the first and the most obvious option after PhD is academia. Typically, people enter academia through a postdoc. So after you graduate with your PhD, you enter into a postdoc. A postdoc is it's extended education, it's additional education, typically under a more senior researcher that is within your field. And the goal is to hone in on your research and your expertise. This is also an opportunity to get your publications out and to continue to network. Usually postdocs lead into some type of lecture position, assistant professor, associate professor, with the goals to ultimately gain a tenure track position. Tenure track positions in academia are the biggest deal. There are some drawbacks to tenure track position. One, you have to be really flexible because tenure track positions don't come easily. Like, they are very scarce. They can be very limited. So you have to kind of move with the opportunity geographically. The other thing for me is that I felt like I was already on a rat wheel for the last 6 years, because I went from my master's program all the way through to my PhD, and I felt like I was already on like this academic rat wheel, and I needed to stop the wheel and get off of that rat wheel. And so academia was not an option for me, although I did apply for a postdoc, was interviewed, and ultimately was not selected for the postdoc, which was absolutely okay with me. So academia is one career path that you can go into. Another career path that you can go into is to industry. As a PhD prepared individual in whatever your field is, you have gained a special skill set, and that is very valuable in the industry. And so you can utilize your skill sets for analytical reasons, to be able to analyze data, apply research findings to a particular field or to a particular project. And so a lot of times industry looks for PhD prepared individuals to help them advance their programs, their business models, or whatever they may have. So industry is another option. This is also an option that I looked into while I was trying to determine what career path was best for me. I specifically looked into like a pharmaceutical company, and this particular pharmaceutical company was looking at data on a more systematic level. And so they were interested in individuals that had really good skills with systematic data analysis, metadata analysis, and all of those skills you learned and I learned during my PhD program. I would say if you're interested in going into industry, to be very intentional about what your skill sets, what your strengths are, and what your goals are, to make sure that they are aligning with that industry position, because you don't want to spend all of your time gaining this very, very distinguished degree and like literally hate the job that you have. So just make sure that as you're looking for industry work, that you're very intentional about where you want to be and what capacity you want to use the skill set that you have gained from your PhD. If that doesn't sound appealing, another career path are government agencies, startup businesses, nonprofit organizations, and think tanks. Now, all of these four different type of employers, they are all looking for a unique skill set that will help advance their mission, whatever their mission is. And so my advice for you would be, again, to make sure that you align your research or your expertise with their mission. You can always craft yourself and package yourself in a way that aligns with that. These are really good opportunities, and usually these opportunities pay very, very well. The downside, in my opinion, with these organizations, particularly with nonprofit, startups, or even think tanks, is that it's very unpredictable. The market is very unstable because they're so new and novel that they may start out with some funding, but funding may kind of dwindle very quickly. So just be mindful of that. The other career path, which is the career path that I landed in, was the career path of entrepreneurship. If your research, or you can think about your research commercially, like what problems was your research solving, and are you able to develop a business model around what your research was doing? Now, in my case, I didn't necessarily do that. My research has absolutely nothing to do with my business, but I was able to use my experience that I had to help develop a business model for my business. So entrepreneurship is a valuable option for you as a PhD. I remember when I was in my PhD program, my dean at the time, she said to us in a leadership course we had to take with her, is that it doesn't matter where you go after PhD, know that someone will always pay for your skill set. She said, I don't care if you are hired to file papers in the filing cabinet. Somebody will pay you because the way you think about it, the systems you develop on how to file those papers in that cabinet will be so distinctly different than someone that does not have a PhD. So I encourage you, if you're looking for something, just know that you are an asset because you have a PhD, and the way that we think about problems, the way we analyze different situations is vastly different from others, which is a valuable asset. So I hope this very short video was helpful for you. I hope this shed some light into some different career paths that you can choose after PhD life. And if you didn't take this and you have other suggestions, leave a comment down below and let's have some talks about what your career path looked like and how you navigated that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.